Not County Talk. I'm going to be doing the player ratings for what was a very disappointing result. We've lost 1-0 to Boreham Wood at home. It's starting to feel now for me after that. We were obviously building a lot of momentum. We were unbeaten in 5. You know, we had 3 clean sheets on the bounce. That was one of those games where not taking our chances early on, it's got the better of us, and we've ended up losing the game. I feel like we do have goals in us. We just need to get that little bit better. It's literally the matter of a few inches every game. Like the Wharton chance early on and the Enzio chance, you know, fair play to their keeper. You know, it was a great save, but like it's just frustrating when we do have the chances to get those goals and we're not quite finishing it off. But yeah, I'll go on to the player ratings anyway. Slocum in goal, obviously. I think it'd be good to lose the clean sheet record that he was coming along with there. He'd have wanted to make it 4. Bit of a clumsy tackle on Turner in the first half, where he's obviously come out to claim the ball. Turner had it covered, I think, and then he's just clattered into Turner. It was a little bit clumsy, not very Slocum-esque. I don't think it's something you've never really seen him do before. So a little bit out of character from. I'm going to give him a 6. Other than that, he did command his area quite well, and there was a time late on in the game where Doyle had the press on against him with his face to his own goal, and Slocum sort of opened up the space for him. So, you know, it's good vision for the game, but all in all, I'm going to give him a 6. I think that's a fair reflection. On to Brindley now. I think, to be honest with you, I think Brindley had quite a good game. Much improved to the previous games that he's played this season, for me personally, especially going forward. He just lacks that sort of that height on the cross, I think, a little bit. Maybe that's me being a bit overcritical, but you know, positives for Brindley was his link-up play was really good with Reeves, and who else was he linking up with? Walker as well. Like in the first half, I thought he was linking up really well with them. So I'm going to give Brindley a 7. Very much improved performance. Centre backs, I'm going to give Turner a 6. And I'm going to give Rawlinson a 6 as well. Rawlinson was a funny one today because you didn't really see too much of Rawlinson, I don't think. He did a couple of key passes, I suppose, but other than that, defensively, didn't really see too much of him. They had a lot of work to do, to be fair, in the first half. Boreham Wood seemed to be getting loads of crosses across, and you know, they did well clearing them, and we did well, I think, not to concede early on, because Boreham Wood did have a few chances, and in the first half, you could say they were the better side. So fair play, but obviously we did let that goal in. It was a clumsy goal, I think, to let in. That Reeves has headed it across goal. We should really be covering goals like that, I think. So yeah, 6 for both the centre backs. Left back Kelly Evans is out of position. As you know, me and Tom love Kelly Evans. He always gives that aggressive performance. Going forward, he's very good, and he seemed to be clashing with Reeves, which, funnily enough, was the biggest player on the pitch again. It's funny to see, because he must be like, what, 5'4", 5'5". He's the smallest bloke on the pitch, and he's always clashing with the biggest players. His spirit, you know, it's unmatched. I think his desire to want to do well is unmatched. So he's got a special place in my heart, Kelly Evans has. So I'm going to give him a 7. Now, there were Slater and Stallard were saying that the shape changed to 4-2-3-1, but to me, it did look like we started playing 4-2-3-1. So I'm going to obviously go through this like we were playing 4-2-3-1. So I'll move on to Doyle. Little bit disappointing today. I thought he screened the defence quite well, as in he was there for cover. He was dropping back when he needed to quite well. One thing that was a little bit frustrating, I felt like he was trying to find that long inch perfect pass a couple too many times throughout the game, and it just lost his possession, and you'd expect a little bit more from him, really. But yeah, I'm going to have to give Doyle a 6. I don't like doing it because I do like Doyle. I think he's a solid player. He's played near enough every minute this season, if not all. So yeah, 6. On to Reeves. Now, Reeves for me today was my man of the match. He was trying to make it happen. He was really trying to work the ball on the right side. Again, his link-up play was fantastic. He was probably the most wanting player on the pitch. Yeah, like I say, my man of the match. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I can't give him any higher than that because obviously the result. But yeah. Moving further up the pitch, I'm going to go for Tom Walker. I felt like he let himself down a little bit with his decision making. Like he'd work himself into a corner and then try and work himself out, and he'd just make the wrong decision or not make the right pass. So a bit of a disappointing performance, I thought. So I'm going to give him a 5. I think you can get him subbed off. I think, who did he come on for? Rodriguez came on for him. I think if he was having a good game, he'd probably stayed on for the full game. So I think that sort of reflects oddly taking him off. So yeah, 5. I'm going to move on to Jim O'Brien. Later on, I think Eli Sam was going to come on for him earlier on, but there was a spell where he started really getting into the game and Eli Sam's substitution was brought back a little bit. His work rate is really good, you know, he's always running, he's got a desire, he's just got that passion for the game and passion for the club he plays for, hasn't he, Jim O'Brien? In terms of this game today, I'm going to have to give him a 5.5. I don't really see too much from him. He tries those shots, I think he had 1 or 2 long shots and they didn't really seem to amount to anything, and he could have like either laid a player off or tried to work it a bit more further forward just to try and etch our way back into the game or even get that first goal in the first half. But yeah, I think that's a fair reflection anyway, 5.5. Moving to the other side, Enzio. Now, I think Enzio had quite a good game today on the whole. He looked really strong, like dropping back, he's really good. Going forward, he created a couple of chances, but I don't know, it's just going forward, there just seems to be something missing. I don't know whether it's the wingers, whether we're missing Roberts too much, or whether it's just we're missing that sort of that Dennis-esque player where they can sort of finish anything and get a goal from nothing. But I feel like Enzio, he had a decent game today, so I'm going to give him a 6. I can't get too high results from this because the results just not really good enough for where we are and where we were in terms of momentum as well, because that just shuts a halt to that. And the man up top, Kyle Wootton, didn't really get too much of a chance to really get into the game. I felt like the defender that was marking him was very physical, made life hell for him really, and if Wootton put a touch on him, he was dropping to the floor like he'd been shot. That chance, he was so unlucky not to get that. It was literally inches past the post early on. I'm going to give Wootton a 6 also. Disappointing on the whole, I think, for the starting 11. You just really want them to get off the mark early. You know, just get them early goals and capitalise when you're on top. And when you get those early chances, we want to see that start happening, because if we do, we get a better hold on the game and we can sort of grab the game by both hands then. Moving on to the substitutions, so we've got Rodriguez. He had a couple of shots, some key passes, but again, not enough to sort of change the shape of the game. So I'm going to have to give him a 5. Eli Sam, same again. I'm going to have to give him a 5 because he's not done enough to get a hold on the game. So yeah, that was my player ratings. A very disappointing Tuesday night. I really felt like we'd win this game. You know, when you look at the league, we were sitting in 3rd and they were sitting 17th going into this game. So it's a game you feel like we should have won. Are things going to change? I hope they do, and I hope we start capitalising early on. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.